are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi, I'm Danny.
America's turning 250, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks. Good. Thanks, Joe.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, that Knock 'em Dead Comedy Radio.
I just want to say thanks for making my millennium. Oh my gosh. Well, it's a love fest.
Yeah, you heard that story.
Yeah.
So I guess should I tell it again?
Oh, yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah.
You know, you guys are into comedy. Does it really help when somebody gives the punchline?
Let's give a big shout out to Tony Walker. Tony Walker, who's a friend of mine.
Tony Walker!
Tony Walker. Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker. Thank you so much, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Walker. Our favorite. We love you.
Hi, everybody! That's better. My name is Tony Walker, and I am here to introduce a great band to you. Do we have any Genesis fans here tonight? Do we have any Genesis fans? Are you guys ready? Let's hear it for Joe, Rich, Mike, Al, and Frank. Ladies and gentlemen, Seconds Out!
You'll always be right here by my side. Ever I needed you, oh my love, in your arms I feel so safe and so secure. Every day is such a perfect day. Spend all alone with you. I will follow you. Will you follow me on the days and nights when we know we'll be? I will stay with you. Will you stay with me? Just one single tear in each passing year. Without doubt, oh, I feel so safe and so secure. All my fears are drifting by me so slowly now, fading away. I can say the night is long, but you are here. Close at hand, I'm better for the smile you give to me. Oh, with you I will follow you. Will you follow me on the days and nights that we know will be? I will stay with you. Will you stay with me? Just one single tear in each passing year. I will follow you. Will you follow me all the days and nights that we know will be? I will stay with you. Will you stay with me? Just one single tear in each passing year. I will follow you. Will you follow me all the days and nights that we know will be? I will stay with you. Will you stay with me? Just one single tear in each passing year. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Wherever you're watching from, we appreciate it, and we're so appreciative of all the support. And we ask that wherever you're watching from, that you share the link on all your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, and tell them about all the great guests that we have, like today's guest, the Knock 'em... Oh, all right. Well, Frank is here. So I got to go get him. Let me, let's see, what else can I do here? All right. You know what? I'm just going to
open the door.
What's that?
Want me to get the door?
Yeah, you wouldn't mind?
No.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Michael's very helpful. So, yeah, we're here live, the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Michael is here, as you just saw. Scott says, the band's name sounds like my sex life. And John is watching. Oh, the big Mets fan that went to a Yankee game. Oh, all right. I'll wait till he sits down. There he is. We're just getting started. We're just getting started.
You wore yours?
Of course, I wore mine.
I wore mine.
I like that one better, actually.
This is
That's a cool one.
a single one right now. We're thinking of putting this in circulation.
You should.
The Peter
Yeah,
Gabriel.
that one's nice.
Ones.
But now, what's inside each
the
leaf?
The albums that we.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see Foxtrot.
I'm working on a Phil one.
Okay.
Hey, Joe. I feel like I just saw you a couple of days ago. Oh my God.
All right, so I haven't even introduced anybody yet. Michael is here, of course. It was nice for you to show up there, pal.
Oh, thanks.
Before I get to our guests, I will read a comment that's come in. John Rusiello. Oh, the big Mets fan that wants to be that went to a Yankee game is here. Question: Do you think he is fickle? Is he still a Rams fan, or is he going to go with the Eagles or maybe the Jets?
No, the Rams for life. But he's mistaken. I went to a Yankee game.
Why?
Because it was Hamilton night. It was a Hamilton giveaway night.
What were they giving away?
A Broadway fan. They were giving away Hamilton hats.
Hamilton hats.
Yeah.
That's hard to say.
Hamilton hats.
Hamilton hats.
You know the show Hamilton?
I do. I've never seen it, but I know of it.
Yeah, I've
yes.
seen it. It's a great show. So it
I've
had a
seen it
Hamilton
twice.
logo.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's marvelous.
Oh, so that's why you went.
That's why we went.
See, all right. So our pal here left that part out when he told me that.
He did, Mr. Rusiello. Yes,
but it's still kind of sacrilege.
No, it's not. I went there for a reason. I got the hat.
So loud.
I know.
Now, the last time you were here, we had talked about. All right, let me introduce our guests. Joe and Frank are here. Seconds out. Our pals. Good to see you guys. I think the last time you guys were here was like February or something, which is bad.
It was a while.
Yeah, that's bad. That's very. We need to.
We're sorry.
We need to not do that. Yeah, we need. You guys need to be in here more often.
We'll see you tomorrow.
That's fine with me. Although tomorrow is, going to be the depressing show, but because of what day it is, it's hard to I just can't do it. I can't come in here and be silly on that day. I don't know.
Well, it's my daughter's birthday.
Oh, is it?
So, yeah,
That's right.
yeah, so I have a different view.
True.
Reason to keep it uplifted.
Yeah, Dawn. It's Dawn's birthday tomorrow too. Yeah, which I have plans for
I
that.
have a cousin Kathy whose birthday is tomorrow.
John is really starting with you. He says you didn't have to go to the Yankee game. He said you could have bought the hat online. He says.
Yeah, it was like quadruple the price on eBay.
Calm down. Just calm down.
I'm very calm.
But the last time you were here,
yeah,
we had talked about Mike has a Yankees tattoo, and
I think I saw that on his OnlyFans.
Yes, exactly. And like any man, we get pussy whipped. Mike is now supposedly a Mets fan, so we were supposed to last week, but Mike didn't show up. But we were gonna call a tattoo parlor.
Yeah,
where I know
Nick?
the owner, Rob.
Rob.
We were gonna ask him about possibly changing the tattoo live on the air.
Yeah.
So maybe towards the end of the show,
okay,
we'll see if we can track
But you're
him
not
down.
telling the whole story. I know we're busy. We have to talk about them. But
that's the whole story.
That is the whole story.
He said that. It was a conversion therapy.
the conversion therapy. Everyone thinks it's because of my girlfriend, but I've been actually a Yankee Met fan for many years, and I got turned off to the Yankees because of the fans about 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I just have an affinity for the Mets for a lot of reasons. And plus I like Citi Field much better than Yankee Stadium.
And he likes women.
Yeah.
Gross.
I grew up in Queens, so it was by law that we had to be Mets fans.
Oh,
so
There
okay.
you go.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah,
right.
no,
See, they're very smart in Queens.
They're very
I haven't
smart.
watched them since Tom Seaver, but
Oh wow.
okay.
I still have the affinity.
He's dead. He's dead. Don't tell Jim.
I hope so.
Don't
They
tell
buried
Jim.
him.
Exactly.
When?
What?
That's it. We're cutting this interview short.
Well, forget the Mets because as usual they're playing like the Mets. But you could.
Pretty brutal.
Oh, it's awful. But this Saturday you can head on out to 89 North and go see Seconds Out, where I just found out you guys have the whole night.
The whole night.
We have the whole night.
Yeah, it's not Seconds Out and other bands. It's just you guys. So that means Joe was saying 3 hours.
3 hours.
That is
We'll take a break.
fantastic. Well, yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'll take a break.
You know, we're older men. We need to take this.
The Flomax will work, but
We have some very interesting new material we're going to be introducing.
Really?
Yeah.
Son
Well,
of a
old material,
bitch.
but
Well,
new
yeah.
material.
Yeah.
But somebody has someone's birthday, blah 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 blah, to be at.
See, we don't have that power that they have.
No.
Like they can get anything they want because of what they have. We don't like. There's nothing about men that are like, well, if you want some of this, you got to come with me to Seconds Out. Like it's just not happening.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No one wants.
No,
any
we
of
don't
this.
have that.
Hey,
power.
well, right, exactly.
No, we
Yeah,
don't.
but I don't want any of
maybe
this.
once upon a time.
Yeah, right.
Maybe-
I don't even like looking at in the mirror. There's,
No.
So yeah, I don't know how I can.
I look in the mirror, I run away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Unless not for creepy sexual reasons like Cosby, but I think I'd have to knock her out. Dude. Like, but I think we actually talked about it with you guys once.
Who's judging?
But we've talked about it. You guys. I think we talked about it once. You said you actually do get. In fact, when I did see you guys at Blockhead Studios, you do get a fair amount of women that do come.
But well, I mean, I'm sure you have to get them drunk first, but no, we get a fair amount. I would say everywhere we've been so far, there's been a good percentage. If you. The beauty of, for example, being online and having social media and all the analytics available to you is it's a 70-30 split, even no matter what, no matter whatever show we promote.
Yeah.
It's always a 70-30 split. So 30% women, 70%
That's
men.
not bad.
And out of that 70%, 100% white New Balance sneakers. So
Yes.
it's
True.
and we're going to be New Balance. We are looking for sponsors, so I'm just throwing that out there. Right there.
That's
But
very
I will say a favorite moment. Yeah, I'm always seeing the gals jumping up and down for "Turn It On Again" and "Misunderstanding" songs like that.
Yep.
But one time we started playing "Carpet Crawl" from The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and these two girls come running across the room from the bar, plant themselves in front of the stage, sing every word back to us as we're singing it. And I was kind of like,
crazy. Yeah.
this doesn't happen.
Wow. And that's like a girl of our dream, or two girls of our dreams, right there. You're like, the deep cuts. My goodness.
Yeah, but we do get the lady folk.
Well, yeah, and again at Blockhead, I do remember there was one girl right in the front who, she knew them all, and I remember even afterwards she was talking about some other songs. But that band and that genre of music, it's not known for being liked by women. It's so it's kind of it's still kind of surprising to me. But
well, we joked when we started out saying all our groupies are going to be middle-aged men with the quote-unquote New Balance sneakers.
Right. Yeah.
Do we have groupies? I don't think we do.
No, and just as well.
For you, but I like groupies. Groupie, it could be singular. I don't care.
Yeah, right.
I just want the attention. Stop it. Move on.
Yeah, the wild days of of drugs. It's now like Tylenol and stuff like just to get through the gig, right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. And I'm with you. I do my comedy gigs, and the next day I'm like, fuck. I just gotta sleep. In fact, I did. I had to do a shoot down in Philly, a video shoot down in Philly on Saturday. I drove down there. I spent 2.5, 3 hours in Philly. Came right back. So I did like 5 or 6 hours of driving, and I didn't sleep well the night before. I laid down at 6:30 that night at home, woke up at 9:30 the next morning.
Wow.
Yeah, and out cold, not like waking up once in a while, like out cold like a light. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Felt great though. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I don't want to get old, man. This is crazy. It's crazy.
Well, what's the alternative? Well, you know what the
true.
alternative is.
Oh, yeah. True.
We got no choice.
No.
True. Now, all right, so I got the clearance before we went on the air. Speaking of, we don't want the alternative. We want to be healthy. And our boy Joe here is nice and healthy. You guys had to postpone a few gigs earlier this year. Joe had a little health scare, if you will. Now, again, we did talk about it, but now you got to do the whole thing all over again.
Sure.
Well, whatever you want to share is fine.
No, it's quite a ride. As I tell the story, I went to the doctor for a cough that wouldn't go away, and she said, I did the full workup, put the EKG on me. She said, I don't know, I'm no cardiologist, but this EKG looks a little different. And that was her word, different. Sent me off to the cardiologist. He did a stress test. He goes, you're in good shape, but I don't know. Let's get you a CAT scan. So I went and got the cardio CAT scan. The cardio CAT scan came back and said, you're 50% blocked, which doesn't shock me. My father had some heart attacks and bypass operations. I've got high cholesterol. I'm 66. It comes with the territory. And 50%, interestingly, isn't enough to get a stent.
Right.
You have to be 70% blocked to get a stent. So I figured, okay, they'll send me home and I'll wait. And he said, well, go get the angiogram. That's the way we can really be sure. And if they need to, they'll stent you right there. So off I go. They snake a tube up through your groin into your heart. They release some dye. They take some pictures. And I wake up after this thing and figure they're going to tell me you can't get a stent, you're not blocked enough. And instead they told me you can't get a stent, you're 90% blocked. It's too late. Would you like to meet this nice surgeon over here? And I said, gee, at 90%, yes. Well, I would be happy to have a conversation with this man. What the heck's going on? That was where I met, Dr. DeMeo of St. Francis Hospital. And he basically told me the story. He says, you're in good health. You haven't had the heart attack. You're a great candidate. We're just going to bang you out, and you're going to be good as new. And I smiled and nodded and said, okay. Yes, sir.
Right there and then? Or?
Not right there and then.
Okay.
I mean, that was the other weird part. It was also very measured. We'll see when we can pencil in. How's next Wednesday? It's like, and I always think, if you're going to get open heart surgery, there've got to be crash carts and people say clear and blinking red lights and the whole thing. None of that. So the following Wednesday, I go into the hospital and I stand on the line and I go through security and I stand on the line and I check in and I sit in the waiting room and I say to myself through the whole thing, are you really about to do this? Let somebody cut you in half and mess with your heart? But I just retired and I was a year into retirement and I said, this is not when I planned to die. This would be a total waste. I had plans, damn it. I had plans.
Yeah, I know.
And so off I go, and I wake up after the thing, and it's a bit of a wild ride.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a wild ride, but I have recovered miraculously. And I'm back to riding my bike. I knocked off a 30-miler. I rode from my home in Malvern up to the U.S. Open and back the other day, just for giggles. And,
holy!
I didn't even have tickets, So it's worked out brilliantly.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
So, so it's been quite a ride. The guys helped me out brilliantly. I had to lay off some gigs, as you mentioned, but for a while, until all the bones heal up, you can't lift anything. So for a number of gigs, everybody pitched in.
Nice.
They became my road crew, picked me up at my house, lifted my gear into their cars. Made it all possible. So I was able to get back to gigging pretty soon too.
But I guess so. You're talking about they're just scheduling, and then you go to the hospital. It's not the craziness with the crash carts. Does that make you feel a little bit better going in? Because I'm thinking the same thing. 90% of anything is almost all.
Almost
so I'm
close.
like, I'd be freaking out too, and I'm sure that whole week before you went in, you probably couldn't think of anything else.
It's a weird thing because I had again no overt symptoms of heart problems.
Right.
I would feel a little tight in my chest when I exercise, when I rode the bike.
So biking was the problem.
But I figure I'm 66. What do you want? You're supposed to. I'm getting older.
Sure.
So I had no symptoms. So it was a little weird because I was like, this is a pretty extreme thing they're going to do to me. So on one hand, there's like, oh, I might die any minute now. I could just wait this out. That's a bad plan.
Right.
Or, I can take this walk and cross my fingers and hopefully come out good at the other end. And darn it, the whole care team, San Francisco Hospital. Awesome people between the surgeons, all the nurses, physicians' assistants, everybody who I was involved with. They got me up on my feet and out of the hospital in 3 days, and
that's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Quite a ride.
And glad it's worked out the way it has.
Your
of course,
bones are healing well.
Yeah, I feel
your ribs, all that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff all feels back to normal. So.
Wow.
And for you guys, first off, it really shows. It seems like you guys have the whole band seems like there's a great friendship there.
Yeah.
Telling that story, you were telling us before we went in the air that Al, the bass player, gave you that shirt. So it is like a big love fest here.
My Tony Banks shirt.
Yeah. So there was never a thought of, well, we'll just ask so and so, Mike Bonder. We'll ask Mike Bonder to come in on keyboards for the summer. No, Joe's part of our. It's all or none.
When Joe explained to us the situation and he explained what's going to be happening, I mean, he does it in such detail and such certainty. We're like, all right, so we're just going to wait a few months, so let's just push it off.
And I appreciated their confidence that I was going to be okay.
Yeah, right.
That's a vote of confidence. Okay. You're counting on me.
Kind of need you, Joe.
Kind of need you.
And you were like, hey, DeMeo, come on. We got to get these gigs. We're losing money. Get this guy up and running. Let's go.
I told you not to call me.
He hasn't come to a show yet. I don't know.
89 North this Saturday. Seconds out. And you guys got... I see you guys are playing Massachusetts, New Jersey, Connecticut. You're even playing Canandaigua. Canandaigua, that's what I said, in New York. Where the hell is Canandaigua?
Yeah, and what is
it's outside of Rochester, about 15, 20 miles, I guess. That's
okay.
Finger Lakes, Lake Canandaigua.
Is that a festival of some kind?
No, we're playing the Fort Hill Performing Arts Center. An actual real tiny theater.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Nice.
We actually
that's going
have
pretty well so far.
Wow.
One of our regular viewers, Vicky, she's in Rochester, so I'll have to.
Vicky, you have to come see us.
Yeah,
Vicky.
I don't think she's watching. Did she? I forget if it was today or tomorrow. She said she actually contacted me to say she couldn't watch. I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to contact me, but I appreciate it.
Not anymore, because
I'd like to know how long you guys been together.
Oh God, since 2023.
Yeah,
right?
so I guess what is that?
It's a little over 2 years.
A little over 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little over 2 years.
By judging by what Tony's saying, you guys have been really at it strong and only 2 years.
Oh, sure.
Well, yeah. I don't know how Joe feels about this, but I'm 61, soon to be 62, and I kind of have that Marissa Tomei clock is ticking thing going. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna swing, and if I miss, I miss, but I'm gonna swing for the fences, and just started calling all the venues and emailing Joe and Al, put together this whole spreadsheet of venues and capacities and all that, and I just go through and just call them, and a bunch of them said yes, which I don't often hear that. So we just keep banging along. We finally got into Pennsylvania. We're gonna be playing in Fort Ann, and Annville. I'm sorry.
Right.
And not the thing, the Bugs Bunny thing.
Right.
Annville.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Made by Acme, right? Or
At the Allen Theater. So we finally got into Pennsylvania. So our goal is to we're going to probably stick to the East Coast. I'm taking some shots into Virginia and North Carolina, but there's another band.
I was actually going to ask about that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask later on if you keep tabs on other bands, because at least locally, I think there's a Phil Collins tribute band. I don't know of any other Genesis bands.
Pseudo
yes,
Studio?
something like that. Yeah.
Right now it's just us.
Right, which is great.
Rail, I think, is from Jersey.
Yes, they're from Jersey. Although their guitar player is from Hicksville.
Yeah,
but yeah,
they stick with the Peter Gabriel stuff.
Oh yeah, he does the makeup, the whole works. Yeah,
we cover the gamut, so that's what kind of separates.
But in the Virginia area, there's Abacab.
Yeah, well, they're in North Carolina. They play Virginia and all that. But,
they're based out of North Carolina.
But they play up this way a little bit.
Oh, do they? Oh, yeah, I've never. seen anything advertised.
I figured,
this way.
well, if they can play it this way a little bit, we'll just try to
We can
play
play
it
that
down
way
there
a little bit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're trying to stay, smaller venues, 200, maybe 300,
That's just our stealth strategy, though.
Yeah.
We're going to sneak in underneath.
Yeah.
Under the radar.
Because it's, for example, Abacab, they have a crew, they got 2 drummers, they got the
Right.
whole spiel. They're
Yeah.
they're a little more than we are. I'm not going to disclose the amount, but we found out how much they get a show.
Okay.
We don't get anywhere near that.
No kidding.
So,
wow.
We kind of use that to our advantage. When we,
Okay.
and that's
Yeah.
how we got the theater in Anvil. They were like, "Oh, we had Abacab here," and they were, "We're not that much." Oh, really? And
Okay.
That
Right.
opened up the doors. So.
So you're dropping the anvil on Abacab.
We're trying. I don't want to sit here and say we're the bargain basement Genesis. If it gets us a gig, sure.
Right. Well, would you say? I mean, here in the the comedy world, or even podcasts, I mean, there's room enough. There's plenty. There's almost too much room. And everybody has their space to do what they do. So, do you feel the same way as far as? Well, I mean, tribute bands in general, but especially Genesis. Would you say that there's room for everybody, or are you like, no, it's a specific group, genre, specific group of people, and we got to get in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know if you want to weigh in on this, but it's like there's a limited resource.
Right.
Listeners, fans. There's always going to be a limited. If you're a Pink Floyd cover, whatever, there's going to be a limited because those people are specifically coming to hear that kind of music.
Yeah.
If you do it right and you sort of time it right, like say if Rail is playing My Father's Place and then we're offered to play there maybe 4 months outside of that, then yeah, it can work. But
Right.
you can't really have the overlap.
Mm-hmm. What if Rail came to you guys and said, "We want to do a show. You guys open up doing Phil Collins era. We're going to do our Peter Gabriel era." Would you go for that, or would you say, "Hey, look, no, we got to"?
Yeah. I'd entertain that. I think about it.
I think it'd be a great show, personally.
It's an
yeah.
interesting twist on it. It
Yeah.
would get us exposure to a broader audience.
Right,
and,
sure.
And then we would start playing some of the Peter Gabriel stuff if we went first.
That's the thing.
This is how you do it, Rail.
Joe and I are both like, I really want to play Cinema Show right now.
Yeah, right. I think I talked about it. Like it was the first time you guys came in here, and I love the story, so I'm gonna share it. So Rail is the name of another Genesis tribute band, and they just cover the Peter Gabriel era. For those of you who may not know, Peter Gabriel, when he was with Genesis, he wore the most craziest outfits on stage and makeup and all these characters. And this band Rail, their lead singer copies that. So several years ago, my pal David Clark, he does the Billy Joel thing, but he tried for a while doing a Sting tribute as well. And they were playing the Space in Westbury, and he was headlining, so he had Rail open up. And I'm a big fan of Sting. I'm a big fan of Genesis, so this show was like perfect for me. And David and I are close friends. We have a lot of mutual friends, and they were all coming to see David, and they had no idea what Rail was. They didn't know what it meant. They were unfamiliar with what Peter Gabriel did back then. So I just sat back. I didn't tell them. No, wait till you see what. And this guy comes out with the makeup and the in-between song speeches that Gabriel used to do. And I'm just looking at all these people in the audience. Like, they didn't know what to make of this. No. I laughed and laughed and laughed my ass off and just had a great time.
Well, I think this great story is when Peter Gabriel first did that stuff, they did it at a show in a Dublin boxing arena.
Yeah.
Right.
And he didn't tell the band he was going to do it, and he just stepped out there, and the whole... You could picture a lot of 1969 era... Dubliners looking at him looking like a flower or something. It's like that, but it got them press.
Right,
it got them press, and the press served to launch them.
But the band didn't like it though. Even through, pretty much the whole way through, right? They didn't like it.
Oh, they didn't.
No, Phil Collins especially. It was pretty vocal about how he didn't like it.
Yeah, there was a point where they started saying Peter Gabriel and Genesis.
Yeah,
some of the promoters instead of Genesis, and the boys weren't very happy with that, but they were getting they were getting exposure and getting publicity.
That's
so.
young nativity right there. Like, now, at our age, like, call it whatever the fuck you want. Call it Frank Cafora and the Three Morons. I don't care. If we're getting exposure and money and gigs, I'm like,
That's
okay.
actually
Go.
Frank Cafora.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Tony. Oh my God, that's amazing.
What's
So that would be Al, Mike, and Richie, right?
Yeah, you're not the moron. You're the keyboardist.
All right. As long as.
That is why I stumbled through that word, because I knew I was saying it wrong.
Most
but I
people
couldn't.
don't.
What is it?
Naivete.
Naivete. Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, it's like the lotion you put on your.
Yeah, Jean
No, wait,
Naté.
hold on. No, wait.
That's Jean Naté.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of something else. Okay.
Okay.
That's a whole different show.
Or it gets the hose, but
once again, seconds out. They're playing 89 North this Saturday. That's a great venue, and it's going to be a great night of. That's a lot of Genesis. It's killing me that I can't make it to this.
yeah, we're playing all your favorites, but you have other things to do.
Damn birthdays! Damn it!
Yeah, well.
All right, let me see what I am going to try and convince her. It's not going to work.
So everyone in your band, obviously, I'm curious. I always wanted to ask people who participate in tribute bands, what makes them love it so much that you want to replicate it.
Well, I will start with saying that I fell in love with Genesis when I was a freshman in high school in '73, I think that was. I had already, heard Roundabout from Yes on WABC radio. There was a single edit of this, and I said, "Oh, that sounds like they've got a good organ player in that band. I'm going to buy the album." And I bought the album and heard the unsingle edit, and was like, what is this? Holy smoke. There's a whole different kind of music out there. So I'm in high school. I just got in there, and I'm trying to talk my prog rock bona fides in the locker room with the boys, because I sure can't talk football. And I'm in there, and the stoner dude comes over and goes, "Have you heard Genesis live, man?" And I was like, "No," but then I went to Sam Goody. Do you remember Sam Goody?
Sure.
Looking through the albums, there it is, and I bring home my copy of Genesis Live, and it was the same thing. It was brain opening. And I said, I really want to do this. And I was 14, and I started trying to learn the songs, but nobody else could come close to playing it. I couldn't afford the gear to play it back then. I mean, the instruments they had. So then life went on. I ended up doing other kinds of music for a lot of years, and then raising kids for a lot of years, and then getting back into it. But there was this pent-up desire to do it. So when my wife saw a posting on Facebook that said, "We're looking for a keyboard player for Genesis," amazing. And I was already in 3 bands at the time.
Yeah.
And she kind of said, reluctantly, "Look at this." And I met these guys, and we got together, and we played, and said, "Oh, that didn't sound too bad." I actually played some Genesis music.
Hogweed. It was the first song we
Hogweed, right.
Return of the Giant Hogweed.
I actually played this was fun, and it was this pent up desire that I've wanted to do these things for 40
right.
50 years.
Wow.
Lots of years.
Lots of years.
Yeah, actually what you just said is 50 years.
50 years. I'm a little math challenged when it comes to my age.
But what I'm taking from this is that your wife basically just wants you out of the house more. Take a 4th band, Joe.
Yes,
take it. Go.
His 4th band.
And now, are you still in all these bands or no?
I would say I'm in this band and 2 half bands. I still participate in Let It Bleed, Stones tribute band.
That's the band I was thinking of.
Good band, love the guys. But I'm only playing occasional gigs with them.
Okay.
So that's not eating up a ton of my time. Regretfully, it's often because we have conflicts between the Seconds Out bookings, because Frank's burning up the turf, booking us months in advance.
I'm very selfish.
So they keep saying, "Hey, can you play on this night?" "Oh, sorry, guys."
Yeah.
And then the other band I'm in, which is called JD and the All Stars, is a horn band in Staten Island with somebody who I was playing with in the 80s, who we reconnected. And also it's just an occasional get-together, and when I'm not available, they sub me out. So maybe I'd say 1 band and 2 half bands.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But this is where the love and the energy goes.
It's funny how 50 years later it comes all, comes full circle like that. That's really cool.
Amazing.
That's great.
I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How about you?
I was in 8th grade, I think. What was that, 76? 7th grade. Math, old people math. I was outside in the backyard doing something. I was raking or cleaning up, and we had the radio on, but it was back then. It was it BAB? It might have been BAB. Or RCN. It might have been RCN. And they played Squonk.
Oh, okay.
And I was doing whatever, and I'm going, what is this magic I'm hearing? And I just listened to the whole song, and scrambling around trying to find out who it is. I found out it was Genesis, and like you, I got involved in other things, and I wasn't even really playing drums at that time. I was just sort of kind of messing around with things, but not really playing. And then got into high school and started taking drums a little more seriously. And someone said, "Well, if you like that, you got to check out this." And it was Selling England by the Pound.
Okay.
And that's when I had I really want to do this. I don't know how, but I'm going to figure it out. And then I ended up in other bands, a lot of new wave or classic rock bands, and then I got to a certain age, a few years ago, and on Facebook I was like, you know what? I always wanted to do this. Hey, anybody want to start a Genesis band? That's really what it was. 3 seconds later, I heard from him, and Al. He and I had played together in a couple other projects, for brief stints. And Richie, the guitarist, I played with a previous band whose name I won't mention. And so I said to Al, I said, "You want to do this?" And Al's like, "Sure, okay, why not?" And then Richie's game for anything. So it's like, "Richie," and I couldn't even finish the sentence. Like, "Yeah, sure, okay." And right away we had sort of this nucleus, and then Al had played with Mike, the lead singer, in a Nakatomi Plaza, which is a great name, beforehand, and said, "Let me ask Mike if he wants to do the singing." And it was sort of like this thing. We didn't send out any notifications or auditions. It was like we just asked a few people. Everyone's like, "Sure." And we just started from there. And thankfully, so far, knock on wood, it's working out.
Let me go back. So like Joe was saying, he heard Yes's Roundabout, and he was kind of getting into it. Were you listening to, I don't know, Motown and thinking about music, or hearing Squonk just completely brought you into it?
I think I was thinking about music, but I wasn't thinking about it in terms of I really want to do that. I've always been sort of drawn to the more orchestral stuff, like even with Meatloaf, like my favorite song, one of my favorite songs of that, of course, Bat Out of Hell is the best song in the universe, but fight you on that.
Wow.
But for Crying Out Loud.
I'll agree.
For Crying Out Loud.
Oh, that's great,
It's such a huge orchestral sort of thing. And I remember being like, that huge sound,
Most of these
and
street bands.
Genesis has that, like those big notes, those big chords, and they just kind of well up in you. And that's when I heard Squonk, and then I heard, Selling England by the Pound. Then I knew, I was like, that's my music.
Yeah.
That's what I like. I love listening to it. I don't get tired of it. It's been 40 some odd years.
That's amazing.
And I say this every time we talk about Meatloaf. The worst concert I ever saw was Meatloaf.
Oh, I can imagine.
The worst. He didn't even play Paradise by the Dashboard.
And what's funny is one of the best concerts I ever saw was him.
Oh, really?
At the Palladium.
Well, when did you
I
see
was a
him?
kid.
When did you see him?
1996.
Oh, he had lost his voice.
Okay, yeah, he had lost.
See,
By
I
then,
saw
he
him in his
wasn't.
prime in like 1980.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When he was playing Malibu.
No, it was the Malibu.
He did. He used to play there.
I know. No, the Palladium in the city, and it was insane.
Yeah.
I'll have to. I didn't know you're a big Meatloaf guy. We just had in here a month ago a Meatloaf tribute. He's called Meatloaf, but it's Meet.
Oh no, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's out of
Yeah.
Florida, and then he played Mulcahy's, and I went and checked it out. These guys were fantastic. They were
Oh, I
great.
can imagine.
He's got the voice, like
He's got the voice, and he did, for crying out loud. He probably did that whole Bat Out of Hell album, if I remember right. But I mean, really, that's the only thing
That's the
worth
one you
seeing.
gotta do, yeah.
That's the thing. Bat Out of Hell. You can't. Where do you go from there?
Right.
Down.
Exactly.
Because
Where
that
do you
Which
go?
is pretty much what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then repeat what you said a minute ago.
Oh, a Bat Out of Hell. Most of it. I'm a big Bruce big Bruce Springsteen
Yeah.
fan.
Can't
And
say the name, but he's a big fan.
Yeah, I love him so much I stutter when I say his name. And most of the E Street Band is on that album.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's Max Weinberg on drums.
On
and that.
drums.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. Roy Bittan on piano.
Roy Bittan on piano is the bass player in there. I forgot.
I
I know the
talent.
drum-
He might be in there. Yeah, but the guitar is Todd Rundgren, and he
Todd
produced that
Rundgren,
album.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was him and Jim Steinman.
Jim
right?
Steinman, I thought, did a lot of piano work on that, though. That's
Are you a
interesting.
fan of Max Weinberg?
I like him, but I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of him. I respect. Like
Yeah.
the guy's been playing for what, almost 60 years.
Oh sure, yeah.
And he's still banging away.
Are you a big because of the Genesis loved? Is Phil your favorite drummer, or would that be somebody else?
Phil is he's up in my top like 4
Yeah,
drummers.
absolutely.
But he was for a while. He was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
When we talked about it before. I tried to learn how to play like him. I used to
Great
watch
story.
like these old VHS tapes on the TV. When there was still the CRT TVs, and
Yep.
he's lefty, I'm righty, so I would set up a mirror to see what he was doing
yeah.
and try to emulate what he was doing. Then I realized, well, I'm not him, so I'll just try to muddle along and do the best I can
Yeah.
with what I have.
Who are some of your
Well, Mike
favorite
Portnoy,
drummers?
definitely. Mike Portnoy is one of my
Oh
favorite
wow,
drummers.
Long Island's own.
Long
Yeah,
Island's own.
I consider myself his not very talented redheaded cousin. Nick DiVigilio from Spock's Beard.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, one of my
Okay.
faves.
Oh, you're going deep
Yeah.
prog right now.
Yeah.
Holy
And I know
cow.
people are waiting for me to say Neil Peart. Respect him to death. Amazing talent, and technically, perhaps the best, if not one of the best. But just wasn't my thing.
Yeah,
Just not
absolutely.
my thing.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
think because he was, because the music was so technical, and there was only 3 of them, and his drumming was so integral to the sound.
Yeah.
There was no room really for any sort of improvisation.
Okay.
And for me, since I don't have the same skill set as
Yeah.
someone like that, I kind of need that room to be able to improvise
I
a
see.
little bit.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
That's
yeah.
a great perspective.
Yeah. Well,
But
you know,
he always floored me. It was late in that band's career, where he because he was also like one. I think was he the main songwriter in the
Yes.
band?
Yeah, he wrote all the lyrics of it.
which blew me away. For a guy who doesn't sing, he
Yeah.
wrote all the lyrics. But I would think it was late in their career. And correct me if you know the story, and I'm getting anything wrong. But I think he was feeling a little stifled, so he actually tried to
Jazz.
unlearn everything he was doing, and then relearned it to change his style of playing.
yes,
Like, who does that?
him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did the
that's
jazz thing too.
Right.
We did the big band thing.
Yes.
Did that
Yeah.
it wasn't that successful, but
it was great. I
we
remember
still did
watching
it.
one of it
Yeah.
on TV, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember some buddies of mine went to that thinking it was a Rush show, and they were so mad. Anyway, yeah. What's the? You're talking about the old VHS tapes. I
Yeah.
always think about the live '83 concert video of Genesis. That's where you see Phil. If you want to get an idea of what Phil Collins was like as a drummer, that's the video to watch.
He was a monster.
He was a
And
monster. Yeah.
If you listen to him, I would say even on Trick. They did Trick when he was in Brand X, which is a jazz fusion band.
Yeah.
And he was doing crazy stuff. There's a part, drummers will know. There's a part in was it Robbery, Assault and Battery, where he's doing quads with
Okay.
a single kick. And he's doing you see drummers doing, he's doing it with a single kick. It's like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
How is he doing that? It's just, he was a monster, but he doesn't get the credit because people think of the 80s Phil
They
Collins.
think of Sussudio,
and
right,
Sussudio and
Yeah.
Tarzan and all this
Right.
other shit. They don't realize that this guy was a goddamn beast.
And then, what was it, maybe about a year ago, Dromio puts out this special on YouTube. Have you know what I'm talking about?
yes,
But it sucked balls.
it did suck balls.
They put out this little documentary about Phil Collins, and it's Dromio. So I was saying, oh, they're going to focus on his drumming, and this is going to be great. I was all excited.
Yeah.
Oh my God, was this thing terrible?
Well, it was his son Nick, and they were talking about his kid.
Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah, it was like, okay, great. You know,
Right.
let's go see some archival footage.
And there was none.
Yeah.
Any video or photos they showed were like audience shot. Like, I don't know, did Phil sell his publishing or his rights away? Like, they weren't even playing his songs in the background. It was all like, you know, non-copyright stuff you can get off YouTube. Like, it was so bad. And yeah, they spent so much time with Nick taking one of his dad's old sets and trying to put it together, and he couldn't figure it out. Who gives a shit? Like, oh yeah, I was so
I'm with you on
disappointed.
that, man. I was hoping to see some really cool stuff.
Yep.
We're gonna have to wait for the biopic, I guess.
I have a question. Is it true? You would know better. I remember reading an article.
It's not true that I would know better.
Reading an
It's
article.
not true he's reading an article
about,
either.
yeah, that's true. Reading an article about Phil Collins, and the crux of all his writing was about his ex-wife.
A lot of
About
his solo stuff
heartbreak.
was about that.
Well,
it was.
Like you, though, it's plural. It is, though. He wrote it about several ex-wives.
So you're saying
Oh, it's
corpses?
several.
No, oh, you mean the wives?
Phil Collins wrote the only autobiography I read where I liked the guy less after I read the
Oh, no
autobiography.
kidding, really?
Really?
I don't think I really would. I respect
I'm
the
not
shit
dead
out of
yet?
his playing, but
Yeah.
like I just afterwards kind of like, oh, you're that guy, okay. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry to cast aspersions, but like
Wow.
good for him for telling
Oh,
it like
sure.
it is. But
Yeah.
I read it. I read it.
Didn't he break up with ex, or one of ex number 2? I want to say the mother of the actress. Didn't he break up with her like on a fax?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
how
something
else
I was
do you break
reading.
up with somebody?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Although,
Welcome to the 1990s.
they didn't have email yet. So
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Although ex number 3 or 4, she got revenge on him. Huh?
Orlean, right? I think her name is
Yeah.
Orlean.
So
Oh, I
yeah, they
remember
they
that.
get divorced. They move on. A few years later, they end up getting back together. The divorce was final, but they get back together and they're living with each other down in Florida. And they had some kids, so that, you know, together. So the kids are all living there, but they didn't tie the knot again. They're just living together.
Yeah.
She tells him one day that she's got to go to Vegas on business. She has money of her own. I forget what I don't know if you know. She has some, whatever business she's in. She has money of her own. So she had business to tend to in Vegas. Turns out she was with somebody on the side. They get married in Vegas. She then contacts Phil and says, get out. Me and my husband are taking this house. He had no idea.
Yeah.
And that turned into a big, long battle. And it got really ugly. She got very personal publicly about him. And yeah, they were custody battles again, like the whole works. And so
Yeah.
he lost money a second time.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's
Listen
kind of
to
sad.
us. We're like a bunch of old washerwomen.
Oh yeah, welcome to
let me tell you about her. She's a whore.
She's a hooah.
She's a hooah.
Let's go back to that part with 13/8 time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it. I'll go back. So you guys are so big Genesis fans? I know you are, but would you consider yourself a big Genesis nerd too? Or
I am,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say. So here's the thing: like these guys always pull out pieces of music or songs or things that like I don't know.
Right.
So I have a sweet
I
spot
find
of
that hard to
Genesis.
believe.
Yeah, no, I have a sweet spot for Genesis.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of started with Genesis Live, went a little bit backwards, and extended out maybe to parts of Abacab, and that was about it.
Okay.
Because
So like the later '80s
at a
stuff
certain
is
point, as they some of the radio stuff wasn't that interested in.
Okay.
It. I'm happy to play it.
Sure.
We have a great time. We make it sound really right on. But I didn't fanboy them that much. And I had a lot of other prog rock interests,
Right.
you know, that also spread me out. So, but you guys are always coming up with Genesis.
I was
facts
gonna
and
say
figures
fanboy.
about, you know,
Talk about fanboy.
Whatever.
Well, there are people. I don't really consider myself a fan.
Richard McPhail's middle name is. Who the frig is Richard McPhail? You know.
That's
Well,
funny.
but yeah, I wish I was a fanboy. This way I could hang. You know, because we get some fans that are like, you know, well, you know, the concert back in 1973 in Shepperton, you know, they did these songs. So,
So.
when you're like in your externally, like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Or at Albert Hall they sang it this way, but Mike's singing it, the B-side version. Like, all right, calm down. Those are like the people that wear Sergeant Pepper outfits, like McCartney concerts and stuff. I can't stand those people. I can sit all day and talk about this stuff and listen to it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't dress up in the
doesn't do
outfits,
you.
or I don't sit there and decipher. Oh, they're playing this version. This other version is better. Like, just play the song and let's have fun.
And that's an
enjoy
interesting
it.
point because that's not our shtick.
Right.
We don't do the dressing.
Right, you're not dressing up. Right, you're not
we-
pretending to be them.
No, not at all. We're paying tribute to the music.
Right.
And there have been, not a lot of times, but a few times when people go, oh, do you dress up like them? It's like, no, it's a tribute to the music. I find that, it works for Musical Box. Those guys.
Yes, they nail it.
They nail it. And they recreate the shows and they do it perfectly. And, hopefully they'll be playing for another 35 years. And, maybe not. You know what I mean?
I'll take 20.
We'll take 20. But we're not those guys. We're pretty good at doing it, and
Right.
sometimes we're really good at doing it. But we're not, we're not Musical Box.
Right.
We're,
I'm not looking to do that. Just focus on the music, as you've always said from the beginning.
Yeah.
Let's make that our main
Right.
issue.
Well, I do personally think you are a fanboy, and I was actually telling Mike the story of when I first reached out to you guys about
You are
coming
a
in.
fanboy. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I reached out to you guys about coming in here, and so you called me, and so I guess you.
We had a nice conversation.
We had a great conversation. Yeah. We hit it off immediately, and we're friends.
And the lovemaking, amazing.
Wow. Singing Invisible Touch. Wow. No, he actually said In Too Deep, which I don't know what he meant.
Well, that wasn't me. I'm half Irish, for God's sakes. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. But he started, as we're on the phone, you started testing my Genesis knowledge. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is this guy like, I don't know if you thought like, is this a prank or am I going to come into the show and they're going to make fun of Genesis? But and I held my own, man. You asked me my favorite Genesis B-side was, and I think you were shocked that I even knew one, let alone had.
Well, you have to remind me what it was.
It was probably. It was either On the Shoreline or Feeding the Fire.
Oh wow, those are definite B-sides. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love it all. I'm a huge fan of their whole.
Song.
Oh yeah. I'm lean more towards the Phil stuff.
Yeah.
But I love the whole catalog. But,
how about you, Joe? Like, do you any B-sides that you're?
I never bought any Genesis 45s, so I have no idea what a B-side is.
For the younger folk, 45s are the little circles.
Yeah. Do they have?
Well, or how about something that's more obscure?
A deep cut.
Yeah, or a deep cut.
Deeper cuts, things like Fountain of Salamis is a favorite of mine. I like the mythological stuff. When I was a teenager, that all appealed to me.
That's cool.
Before I met girls, and it was
gross.
So sticking with the fanboy theme, who's excited about the box set finally coming out? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Lamb box set?
Yes. It was delayed. It was delayed. It was supposed to come out in March.
I have heard, I forget, did I read it on Reddit? Mike would know this. That the reviews, like someone reviewed it or had got an early sort of...
an advanced copy.
And it was like,
Oh, yeah.
Didn't add much to the original? Or?
I think that's what it was, but I'll probably end up getting it anyway.
Oh, yeah. I think mine.
Yeah. Is that some of what we've been listening to on Spotify? So the early releases of that?
Yeah, they put out a few tracks.
So we've heard a few, and it's been interesting because the remixes sometimes expose things that we hadn't heard before.
That's
so they're technically interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know if they increased my enjoyment of the music any more than from the original.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Because that's why I like when any band puts out remixed or remastered stuff, because then you hear stuff that you might not have ever heard before. So, but that, I don't know, that allows me to enjoy it even more. But no, you're not.
Well, it allows me intellectually to enjoy it in a certain way.
It feeds
but in terms
the
of the emotional response I have to it, it doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if it necessarily.
No, that makes sense actually.
Causes me to pop. I mean, because and also part of it is having played those records in 1970 whatever, and experienced it as a teenager when this was brand new.
Yeah,
and that was something I just keep trying to say. You're used to this music now. When this was new and nobody had ever done it before,
right?
It was. I felt like we were pioneers, just being part of it, just being able to play it on the car stereo. So to me, that was such a big emotional involvement that things that follow it are.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I'm with
it's
you
a nice
there.
memory, but remember that when I first heard it.
I just went 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I went to Graceland. So I've had a lot of that on my mind, like the pioneers and I mean, really, you're talking the 70s. I mean, rock and roll's only around, 20, 25 years at that point. So everything was pioneering. Everything was brand new. And, and I'm not knocking today's music. I do think there's some great stuff out there, but there's nothing. But I will say it's not original. It's not like, it's not opening your eyes like Squonk did. Say, oh, what is that?
Never heard anything like that before.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there are some good songs and talented people, but there's nothing groundbreaking like that. At least, I mean, maybe kids of today might be saying something is. Is groundbreaking to them. I don't know, but
Could be. I mean, I don't hear it with kids' ears anymore.
Right, exactly, right.
But not very little grabs my attention where I say, "Oh, that's
Right.
really fresh,
Right.
and exciting."
The young guys of today still know a lot of
again.
70s music,
Yeah.
where
Oh, yeah.
where a lot of music, I don't know, I want to say maybe starting from the late 90s through today is, you hear it on the radio for a year and then it's gone. Like, it's not standing the test of time, which to me is actually sad for the younger generations.
I think the only thing that, in my very limited opinion about the newer music is that the only thing I consider groundbreaking is the technology to produce it.
Yeah.
As far as the content itself,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not excited
Yeah.
by it.
And the tech is a bit of a mixed bag because I think what one has allowed people to do is that anybody, whether you have a good idea or not, can make a professional sounding record.
Yep.
Just like anybody can make a professional looking website, whether
Right.
they have anything to say or not.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that sounds very produced and polished, but I feel it's missing the magic. But I'm an old guy, so
Right.
don't take me.
And I've talked about it with other people on the show that you go back again talking to the pioneers and like the early days, it was hard to be heard by a record company to get that deal, to get distribution.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I personally think now, because the technology is so advanced and so accessible, they have so many people putting out their music, whether it's on iTunes or just putting it on YouTube, and it's all so flooded.
It's saturated.
That to me, it's even harder to get heard now.
Yeah.
And there might be some great prog bands out there putting out original stuff, but how do you find them?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird
That's
thing.
a really good point. So it's
Thanks.
In the past, you didn't have access because there wasn't access, and now you can't have access because it's too much.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Much as we hated the
The
record
irony of it
companies,
all.
much as we hated the record companies, they were curators.
Right.
Yeah.
And they may curated down the path they saw, which didn't allow other things to happen. That was maybe not so good. But what did get through the gates,
Right.
was meaningful.
The artists are making even less now.
Yeah.
With the record companies, they don't even get a penny
They
per
make it
song
on the
on
live.
iTunes.
They make it on their performances.
Right.
When
It's
they can.
it's
Yeah.
and that's always been the case, right?
Yeah.
Even going back to records, the bands always made their money on the road.
You know, it
wasn't
is different.
publishing.
We're around
Publishing.
the same age, all of us.
Yeah.
And, growing up, it was such a different generation musically.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, I went and saw Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Tremendous talent.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Without a doubt.
Tremendous
Yeah.
talent.
You went to Lady Gaga?
Yeah, at the Garden.
Okay.
New-
Well,
new-
go on.
new-
Go on.
fresh-
Go on.
fresh
The
respect,
night
huh?
after the Yankee game.
Uh-huh.
And the
Okay.
day before a Broadway show.
Wore you Hamilton hat?
I did not wear my Hamilton hat. No, but where I see the talent today, and everything is pop music oriented, gold, right? But what got me with her was her energy. I think that's what puts her over the top. Plus, I think she has an amazing voice. But there is nothing groundbreaking anymore, at least to my ears. Steven, my son, is 35. I grew up with him in the hip hop era, and there's talented people in that. But like the Genesis, the Bruce Springsteens, the Meatloaf, there's no
Hip hop probably being the last thing that was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But even hip hop is almost 50
But
years
with Lady
old at this
Gaga,
point.
Madonna actually paved the roadway for someone like her. But she,
Her music's not groundbreaking. Her performance is
her
groundbreaking.
performance
Who,
was
Madonna?
Yeah. but musically she
and
didn't
her
put anything.
marketing was outstanding.
Right.
And in her day, I think.
Oh,
some
she
of
was
that stuff-
amazing.
Some
Don't
of
get
that
me
stuff was
wrong.
groundbreaking. It was fresh.
Yeah.
It was a fresh sound in this day.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
For sure.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, didn't Madonna like when she came to New York very young, and I think she started with a band as a drummer.
Yes, she did start as a drummer.
Yeah.
Which
Yep. She right across the street, right in this parking lot, was Uncle Sam's.
Oh yeah.
And
Spit.
and Spit.
Yeah.
Madonna, she played there.
that is so wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy to think about that. Yeah. And you too. Their first American show was at Malibu.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Their very first American show was there. Let me read some comments and then we'll geek out some more. All right, so Scott wants to know if you got. Oh, well, he didn't get a heart transplant. Scott's saying, did they give him a pig or a baboon heart? And from California is watching from my daughter's liquor store, soaking up the sun. Had some lab work done. Waiting on ride home. Hope you're okay, Ann. What? Wow, what's that about?
I don't recognize that song. Is that what album is that on?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought.
Oh, it's a routine checkup. Okay, all right, good. Carol's watching, just popping in to say hi. Knocker, seconds out, Mama, outstanding. You never really hear that one covered. Superb. Oh, very nice.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Carol, for watching that. John Rusiello always brings up that piece of shit. I'm assuming he's talking about Springsteen.
Yeah, my friend John, who comments a lot, he's very anti-Bruce.
For political reasons.
For political reasons, yes.
Okay.
Tony, can you ask the band members if they can share any wild road stories from back in the day?
Okay, so
Not that they can share on the air, probably.
Yeah.
I can remember being in a band called the Hots, which was kind of it was we were going to play the Duran Duran 80s new wave stuff around the Long Island circuit, and we got a gig in the casino at Washington Lake in oh gosh, I forget where it is, but right on the Pennsylvania-New York border and such, and we go up there and. Because it was a longish drive and because we probably drank too much, they gave us lodging, so we were able to sleep in some rooms in the casino.
Nice.
And our drummer, who decided that he wanted to be a real rock and roll star, decided to trash the room. And he has some recollection of punching his hand through the wall into my room and being so pissed that he was keeping me up because I need my beauty sleep. So I grabbed his wrist and pulled it through the wall, pulled his whole hand through the wall.
Oh, my goodness.
So that was all fine until we woke up the next morning and the police arrived.
Yeah,
and the owner
sure.
of the owner of the thing decided that we needed to pay for all of this, so there went all the money from the gig. And we also had to bail out the drummer from the police station because they took him in, and
Looking back now, it's all worth it.
Yeah.
No names other than that.
That's fantastic. I love that story.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's rock and roll, baby.
Yeah.
You don't have any.
I remember once my room service, the chicken was cold.
That's funny.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
I know, right? Woo! Rock and
But
roll.
what transpired after you found out the chicken was cold? Did you trash the room?
No, God, no, I never did any of that.
Yeah.
My mom raised us with an iron fist. We were poor growing up, and I don't want to talk too much about that, but the one thing we did not do is we did not get in trouble with the law or anything because we were more afraid of my mom
Oh, yeah.
than we were of the police.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I personally have destroyed probably half the forests with the wooden spoon.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
I broke a lot of wooden spoons.
So John Rusiello says that was most likely the Mount Airy in Pennsylvania.
No, casino in Washington Lake was the place, and Port Jervis was actually.
Oh, Port Jervis.
the
Okay,
location.
off of 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
So I guess it was Pennsylvania-ish.
Yeah,
but-
it's right southern tier.
Yeah.
It's right on the southern tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oh, you know what? I was gonna stop the fanboy geekness, but no,
go ahead.
I'm gonna keep going with it.
Please.
Do you, as a guy? Well, all right. So you don't have all the albums, but you, I think, would you say you have all Genesis?
I don't know if I have. No, I don't have all. And there was one in Looney Tunes that I could have picked up, and I didn't because I'm an idiot. It was a live version. Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was, and I'll think of it later. I'll think of it at the end of when we sign off, and then I'll yell it out. But go ahead. I have a lot.
Yeah. Now, do you collect like bootlegs and stuff too?
No.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. Because there was the Genesis world was all going crazy last week. I don't know if do you follow any of that stuff? At the Genesis movement, are you familiar with the Genesis movement?
Well, yeah, on Facebook, the group.
Yeah.
Oh, with the stream. Oh, yeah. He had to shut down.
Yes. Yeah. They so it's a web. Well, it was a website before social media. It was a website called Genesis Movement, and they had on there you can access.
It's a torrent.
Torrent files, right? Where they're bootlegs. A lot of audience recorded stuff, but a lot of rare stuff that the geeks want to hear. But then last week, somebody who is like close to the band themselves released all this. I mean, it's got to be 100 files, soundboard concerts, studio outtakes, and all this stuff, rare stuff. So they're all freaking out. And then within a day,
huge data dump in a day,
right?
Because that's how you get in trouble when you do stuff like that.
Yeah. And then, sure enough, an official spokesman for the band contacted this guy and said,
"Oh, really?
You got legal action coming your way." So this guy took the whole site down.
It was so sad too, because
but now it's back. But he's like, it's not. It has maybe a quarter of the stuff that was on there before. It has next to nothing on there. But like I said, this website was around. It's got to be over 20 years. This website was around.
For a long time,
all these files and and I mean thousands of different things you can get. And now it's.
Does Phil Collins still perform?
No,
he can't.
No, he's not in good shape.
He's ill, right?
At all. Well, he's got. I mean, amongst the drop foot and the bad back, pancreatitis. I think his diabetes. He's got.
I think he's almost deaf too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's definitely
and he's well into his 80s by now, right?
No,
he's only 74.
Yeah, he's young.
That's all he is.
That's it.
Yeah,
he was only like 19 or
like
19 or 20 when
he was 19.
That's
when he joined the band.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He just some people like you look at Peter Gabriel, he's still going. Mike Rutherford's still going.
Yeah, but even him, Rutherford's still going. What'd they do? I think they did like 2 concerts for the current tour, and he broke his hip.
No.
So he was. Oh yeah, and then he was sitting down the rest of the tour. Sitting down. I mean, they still were able to go forward. Yeah. But he had to sit down for the rest of the tour, play guitar.
But Peter Gabriel's in good shape.
Yeah,
he's still going.
Yeah, he's still going. But getting back to Phil's autobiography, he talks a lot about his addictions and everything, and that I think really contributed to his.
Oh, is that really? He really gets that
physical decline.
He's that honest in the autobiography. I didn't read it.
He and Eric Clapton used
I
to
didn't
do
know that.
tons and tons of, I think, coke and alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, they.
Well, I remember I remember Patty Boyd. Patty Boyd, she was married to George Harrison. That's the whole famous story. Then Eric Clapton wrote Layla, and then Eric Clapton and George Harrison were best friends. But then she leaves George, goes to Eric Clapton. In her book, like each chapter had a picture, to start each chapter, and she was talking about Clapton, and I think the chapter was called The Coke Years or something like that, but the picture is Clapton and Phil Collins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit. So, that tells you right there. Wow. Oh, yeah. I'll have to read it. I never picked it up. I got to check it out.
It's not a bad read. I read it. I read the book, and I also listened to the audio. Because Phil reads it, so you get it from his,
he does.
Yeah, you get it from his voice, which I thought was a nice touch.
That is a nice touch.
Graham Nash's autobiography, I was able to just go right through it because it just felt like it was somebody telling me a story. Like I'm in here talking to you guys. And Sammy Hagar's autobiography.
He's a good writer.
Same thing. I mean, I couldn't put it down. A lot of people have told me it's full of lies. I don't know. I have no idea. But it was a fun read. I'll tell you that. But when I
read several of the hard rockers' autobiographies, after a while, I just got to the sense like, okay, everybody's telling the same sex, drugs, rock and roll story over and over again, and that's just the names have been changed.
That's like Behind the Music when that was popular in the '90s. Like it was like everyone.
But little did we know the band's downfall was right around the corner.
Right.
And we'll get to that right after this break.
Yes, exactly. And it was always like the same story every.
The band was riding high
until.
That's great.
And then Mick Jones and Lou Graham split. And then 5 years later, they had a revelation and they came back together. Great. Okay.
My
got
bank
it.
account's running low.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So we got about 15 minutes left. We got seconds out here. By the way, you see them this Saturday at 89 North. So
Come down.
That's right.
That's a nice venue.
Bring hundreds of friends.
Yes.
Hundreds. So we're hanging out. We're talking about Genesis, talking about music. Favorite live album. Doesn't have to be Genesis, just favorite live album.
You go first so I can think.
Yeah, no.
Great question.
Poof. I mean, yeah, because Genesis Live was the one. The Peter Gabriel era Genesis Live was the one that introduced me to them.
Yeah.
And back in that day, live albums were a thing. But it was back in that day when I had Yes Songs, also for Prague, which is a killer live album.
Yeah.
But then also, we had so much fun with Frampton Comes Alive. And brilliantly recorded and so much energy on it.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what's happened to live albums. They seem to have, gone away. But they were all our windows into those concerts that we couldn't, get to.
Right.
So I'd say it's going to be. Those are my big three. I'm not sure I can whittle it down to one because one of them's so different.
We'll take if you want to do three, you could do 5. You could do 10. It doesn't matter.
So 2 come to mind.
Okay.
And one's going to maybe be surprising. Live at Budokan, Cheap Trick.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh,
and,
good one.
It's a toss-up between Seconds Out
Okay.
and Genesis Live.
Okay.
So I'm going to say those.
I thought you were going to say Manilow Comes Alive, and I would have had to smack you.
Do not besmirch the good name of Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
Hold me back.
I couldn't believe when I eventually heard the studio versions of "I Want You to Want Me" and things like that.
Right. Like,
how
they sound so
really
different.
lame they were.
Right.
How really lame they were. It was like, how
Yes.
did this band even get a tour?
Kiss, Rock and Roll All Night Party Every Day.
Oh,
The
yeah.
studio version kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And then the live version.
Bang.
Right.
It was amazing. There was so much energy.
Yeah.
I think my favorite, if we're going to talk about Cheap Trick, I mean, I loved Dream Police.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Surrender, of course, which was in some movie. I first heard that song in some movie from 1980 or 1979 about these disaffected kids in this growing suburban neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember the name of it, but I remember this kid was trashing a house that was, there was construction going on, sort of like a Levittown, but in the movie, and it's trash, and they're playing that song. I was like, oh, that's a cool song.
Yeah.
But, other than that,
Those guys, just all these years, they just kind of go under the radar with all this great music. I just happened to stumble upon it just last week. They got a new album coming out, and the lead single, I thought it was great. I couldn't tell you the name of it.
Cheap Trick?
Cheap Trick, yeah. What's yours?
Wow.
All right, so I'm guessing it's a Bruce album.
Live album?
Favorite live album or
Favorite live.
albums? Favorite live album?
The Bruce Springsteen 75 from England is up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. The second one is The Garden. But you know what? Meatloaf, there's a live one that from the Palladium is good. And believe it or not, Amy Winehouse.
Oh.
Amy Winehouse, when she did a show in an old church.
Okay.
And it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I've seen video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's
I'd
not
see.
all about Bruce.
It's fine with me. Wow. All right.
But there's one more. Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
I remember listening to them live because Tom Morello is one of my.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah.
I love his.
And talk about Powerhouse Live. Yeah.
Powerhouse Live. He's incredible.
Yep.
So that's my top
all right.
5.
Nobody mentioned Wings Over America, which
Sorry.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. Wings Over America.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
That's good.
Live at Leeds.
Leeds.
Live at Leeds.
Okay.
By The Who. Unbelievable. 24 Nights from Eric Clapton. One of my favorites.
Okay.
Songs in the Attic, Billy Joel.
Okay.
Oh,
That's a
All
good
right.
one.
Okay, yeah, that is.
that's a good one.
Yeah. And then I also mentioned Eagles Live, but I don't know. To me, the Eagles really, you could be listening to them live, but you can't even really tell the difference much between the studio and live with the Eagles. It's almost too good.
produced.
That's
Too
a good
perfect, too
segue
produced.
to a Billy Joel song joke.
You have a Billy Joel joke?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know why Billy Joel's clothes are always wet?
No.
Because he didn't start the dryer.
I can't believe you had the nerve to do that today.
So it's 12:17 now, huh?
Goodness gracious. What the hell was that?
Yeah, it was fine. It's us.
Thank you.
I told a joke yesterday on here, and I'll repeat it because I did think of you when I told this joke.
That must be bad.
A koala bear applies for a job and gets the job. Why did he get the job?
He's Australian? I don't know.
He was qualified.
Wow.
Sorry. All right.
I love it.
So I see on October 11th, you're doing a show.
Fort Hill
Performing Arts Center.
Nice.
That's when in Canandaigua.
Oh, okay. And you're doing. I think we've talked about. I talk about other musicians that come in. In fact, Elio Pace, in England, he was just on Monday. He just released a live album. He's the only person in the world that we know of that has performed all of Billy Joel's albums live.
Oh, wow.
And he's slowly releasing them on live albums. So he just put out Cold Spring Harbor, which was Billy Joel's first album. So that's often a topic of conversation with, musicians or even the musicians themselves about doing full albums, right? And I think we've even talked about it in the past. But what you're doing on October 11th is something a little different.
Yes.
You're playing the set list from 1982, October 2nd, 1982, the only time that Peter Gabriel came back to Genesis for one concert. And so you're doing that set list.
Yep.
So what's and why? How did that come about? What's the story behind that? Great idea.
We got to come up with a good
Yeah,
reason.
it is a
for
great
it.
idea.
We looked and said, "Hey, we know all these songs."
Yeah.
I have nothing else to add.
All right, how about this? Why? Excuse me. Why that place or why that venue?
Yeah.
Why that particular show?
Well, it's our first true theater
show. Yeah.
Theater show. We wanted to
Okay.
go there with something special, and at the time, I think we were talking about this a year ago about doing Six of the Best. By the way, we're coining it as Six of the Best by the Five of the Pretty Goods. So hopefully, any
Six of the
marketing
Best
people
was
out
how
there-
they marketed the show when
Yeah,
at the
they did.
reunion at the time.
And the story behind that, I don't know if you read up on, is Peter had just done, I guess, the first WOMAD
Yes.
Right.
festival, and he lost his shirt.
He lost a ton of money.
So he basically was like, "Hey guys, can we do
Yep.
a reunion? Because I need some dough." And they were like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Right.
And they got it together, and they put it together quick,
Wow.
and
Yep.
did the show, and we just wanted to pay tribute to that particular era because that is the only reunion show
Yeah.
they ever did.
Right. And I guess that the great synergy with us because we cover both eras. So
Sure.
it makes
Yeah.
it made good sense.
Who came
for
up
us.
with the idea? That's a great idea to do the exact set list.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it was sort of a group effort.
Yeah.
These ideas pop up. You, Al, I forget who's
Yeah, it was one
said,
of us.
"Hey, look, guys, we know these songs. That would be a good
I
way
do
to
want
do
to
it."
ask a question about the lead singer. He's young.
Yeah, he's Mike. If you're watching, are you 40 yet? I don't know.
I don't, not even close.
Yeah, so obviously Genesis has been around for such a long time.
Yeah.
How did he obtain such an affinity to want to be the lead singer of that music?
Well, he's told me he heard it being played in his college dorm and had that "what's this" experience of sticking his head out in the hall
I see.
and saying, "What is this?" and
I
walking
see.
down the block and knocking on somebody else's door and saying,
What is that?
"Let me hear this." And
Yeah.
it just was one of those love at first sight moments, I guess.
I think that's what was pretty much all of our experiences. Maybe I know Al and Richie were a little late to the game as far as really absorbing the but they
Right.
really dove into it as soon as
I
they
know.
caught on and
Right.
they
Yeah.
fell in love with the music. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
they're pros now. They're,
Yeah.
And it's really you take all the members of the band. Calm down. And the body of work. Excuse me, just by the band, but then even outside the band. Phil Collins,
Sure.
Peter Gabriel, crazy. Then you throw in Mike and the Mechanics, Steve Hackett with his. Tony Banks, unfortunately, has never really caught any fire solo, but the rest of
Yeah.
them have. And now Steve Hackett, he's putting out Like he's doing full albums and putting them out.
He is
live albums.
He is okay. So you have Musical Box, but Steve Hackett is probably the best Genesis tribute.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
out there. I've seen him a bunch of times, and he's just amazing.
I've never seen him. I'd love to. Yeah, one of these days.
Oh, it's a good show.
Yeah,
it's a good show.
But speaking of
another
Mike,
underrated guitar player. Sorry.
Go to Mike Rutherford. His first solo album was just
great.
Small Creek Day.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Outstanding. And
gets no attention at all.
Really,
Yeah.
which made.
And then the next one
One of
was
my-
kind of. Yeah.
He only did 2.
Right.
Solo, that was it.
Yeah.
One of the guys from out here on Long Island, Harold Skeet, bass player who sits in with Wondrous Stories a lot, has said to me a couple times, "I want to perform Small Creeps Day when I retire. I'll have enough time to devote it that and fish out of water." So he's
Wow.
It's like that's fun.
Yeah.
Come on in.
There you go. That's right.
So Scott is watching. He says, "Might sound weird, but the medical history of the band members got my attention more earlier in the show. Maybe you can all take turns sharing about your prostate exams." John Rusciello says his greatest, his personal live greatest performance was Benny Goodman live at the Glen Island Casino.
Wow.
Back in 1842.
Glen Island Casino was a big rock club back in the 70s.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, if I remember people going up to see Rat Race Choir there all the time.
Oh, wow.
And,
Rat Race Choir, right. They ended up backing up John Entwistle.
well, some of their people owned it, not all of them, but the drummer,
Steve Longo.
Steve Longo, I did, and but Mark Hitt's gone, unfortunately. But they were formative for me. When I drive here, I came past what was the old original Hammerheads, just up the block here, over where it's a laser tag now. And I can remember sneaking in there when I was 16 with my fake proof. And they weren't very rigorous about such things, but the bands we had back then were they were as instrumental to inspire me as the albums I was listening to, because here's people who look a little like me except cooler actually playing the music. It can be done.
Yep.
These are not gods. This can be done, and that to me was
and we're celebrating, I think it's this year, right? 50 years of Zebra.
Okay. Yeah,
and we talked about BAB before. I had Bob Buckman on here last week.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it wasn't for things like BAB, remember they had Homegrown. They play all the local bands.
Well, LIR, I mean.
Yeah, them too. Right. LIR, first, and then when they went new wave, then kind of BAB kind of came in.
Right.
And we wouldn't have heard of bands like Zebra if it wasn't for stuff like that and people like him.
Yeah,
it's great. We have about 5 minutes left, and I didn't want to forget. 89 North this Saturday, but Friday, you have a special gig.
Yes, I'm going to, and I have to look up the place because I want to make sure I say it correctly. And
well, it's called. It's Friday. It's called Brews for Bell.
Brews for Bell.
Brews for Bell.
So a good friend of mine, Joe Aquaviva, who's a teacher in the Harborfield School District, one of his students, young girl, has been fighting cancer for at least 2 years, maybe more, and she'll battle it and goes into remission, then comes back, and she's lost a leg over it, and now sadly it's back. She's still fighting it, so they're having a fundraiser on Friday, and Joe asked if I'd sit in and play drums. Because they asked him, since he's so well entrenched, young guy entrenched in the community, though. He's just a very affable guy, just a really good person. And so, of course, I'm going to do that. Of course, knowing the next day I'm going to be playing Genesis. But it's in Centerport, and the good news is they sold out.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
So a
Nice.
lot of, I think it was like $50 a head, and they however 200, 300 people. So
she lost. She lost the leg from the cancer?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. How old?
I'm going to guess, and Joe, if you're listening, if you want to chime in, I'm going to say maybe 10, maybe 11.
Oh, wow. Well, and the reason I ask is, I lost my leg to cancer, but it was weird. I was in my mid-30s, but they said the type of cancer I had it was weird that I had it, they said, because they said it was a popular cancer among teenagers.
Really?
Yeah.
really?
So now I'm just
Young
curious.
kids.
I wonder if it's the same thing. So I was just curious. But
You should be young at heart.
well, that's what I said. Mentally, my IQ was like a teenager. That's how it fell in line that way.
Yeah, true. Nothing.
So glad to hear it sold out, and
and thank you for mentioning.
Of course, all the best to this girl and her family, of course. And that's a great thing you're doing.
Oh, of course.
So what is it? It's just a bunch of different various musicians coming into jam?
No,
or?
we all played together in the band. I won't name
the
previous band.
okay.
And we used to play together. So we've played together for 7 years.
And you won't name because you hate them, but you're coming together to do this.
There's
I'm joking.
a particular person in there that I'm not fond of.
But you're playing with them. You're putting all that aside to do this wonderful thing.
The rest of us get along
Right.
quite well.
Okay.
And famously, in fact, our bass player Matt Pratt he moved down to North Carolina. He's actually coming up for
very nice.
the show, and Joe you'll throw a set list in front of us. We know all the songs, so
I know. There's a
in
friend of mine that does comedy. He comes in here a lot. Lou Pratt. And would you happen to know if there's any?
Is he wealthy?
No.
Then no.
Okay, never mind. All right, it's just about time to go. One thing I'm going to do, and I do a lot of my guests, I honestly don't recall if I did it with you guys or not, but I'm going to do it again. If I did do it, doing it again. I look at Facebook, I look up mutual friends.
Okay.
And I'm just going to throw some names out. You don't have to say anything, or you can say anything you want. And now, we're not mutual Facebook friends. I just requested your friendship this morning, but I saw a couple of people that you know. So it's mostly going to be for Frank, but maybe you'll know them anyway. So the first name is Dave Soul.
Dave Soul.
All right, we'll move on. The Electric Dudes.
I've heard of them.
Okay, yeah, he's like one of the main guys there. Yeah. James Grimm. He's a friend of yours. He's a comedian. Yeah. Okay.
People get friend requests.
I hear you.
Sure.
Hey, you're seconds out. I get it. People want to know you.
Yeah, we're big time.
Jesse Viteri. Pine Street.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Okay.
I think they requested us after we did the show that you hosted over at
at Blockhead. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Blockhead. Yeah.
They so we have a theme song that we played at the beginning of our show. Pine Street actually wrote and performed it.
Yeah. And before you go on,
sure.
We're up to over, I think, 23,000 views.
On that video, really?
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, because
That's
of
great.
Tony.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Nice.
I'm responsible for 3 people out of that. John Blenn.
Oh yeah, John. He's a good guy.
Great guy.
He's a wonderful photographer too.
Well, Joni took those pictures. Let's be honest.
Sure. Still love John.
Absolutely. Johnny Mac.
I should know that
The
name.
Johnny Mac Band.
Again,
okay.
I've heard of them.
Okay. Michelle. Now I might say this last name wrong. Michelle Savory.
She was lead singer for Guilty Pleasures.
That is correct. Which not anymore, right?
Not
Didn't they
anymore.
break her? Yeah, but she's got something else brewing.
She does.
And she's going to be in here next Wednesday.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What's her name?
Michelle Savory. Am I saying it right?
Savory?
Yeah.
Close enough
And
for
she was
me.
the lead singer of Guilty Pleasures?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Guilty Pleasures?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're the 80s tribute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's involved in a film, and her and some of the filmmakers are coming in to push. I think they're trying to get funding, so that's why they want to
Right.
come in and
Nice.
promote. So that's why they're
Okay.
coming. Yeah. Wade Wicks.
Wade Wicks was in my wife's improv class way back when. And I think he does like health food stuff or sales.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah. I met Wade 2 years ago in North Carolina because that's where he lives now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we were just talking, and I was at a film festival down there.
All right.
And we just got to talking, and yeah, he happened to mention he was a Long Islander. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
and yeah, we just
Yeah,
kind of
they
hit it off.
did, they did a lot of improv together. Yeah.
He's a great dude. All right, the last name I have, Richard Rossicone.
Who's he?
That's right. I think
That
I
rings
heard
a-
of him.
that rings a
He's
bell.
a hack.
That rings a bell.
That, of course, is our very talented lead guitarist.
I will never let him live it down. So, one of the times the whole band was in here, I asked Richard about his love of jazz, and we're live on the air, and he just looks at me. He goes, "I really don't have a big love of jazz. I don't know what you're talking about." And I was so embarrassed. I'm like, "What? No, you." He goes, no. He goes, I'm not really a jazz guy. I have no idea. I'm like, oh, shit. And I, like, had jazz-based questions for him. I'm like, shit, I don't know what the hell to ask this guy now. Like, I'm in my head, I'm panicking.
Yeah.
After the show, I think it was later that day or the next day, I go to the Seconds Out website, and it says it on there. So I was like, I felt redeemed.
The publicist must have wrote that. You know?
Yeah, the publicist.
And I did.
Sounds good. Jazz sounds good. Gives you depth.
So he was just busting on you.
No,
he forgot. And, we all wrote our own autobiographies for the website, with editing helped by others, but so he wrote that.
AI.
Wow. AI's going to ruin us all.
Exactly. See, there it goes. It started.
Oh, yeah.
Misinformation. So, so that I'll never let him live that down. It's actually, no, I mean, now I laugh about it, but at the time, during the show, I was like, maybe we'll just have them play another song. I don't know what to talk about. So, all right. With that, it is actually time for us to go. Again, this Saturday, 89 North. Go enjoy some great Genesis music.
Come on down.
Yeah, and I am gonna try to get there. God, I would love to get there. All right, socials and all that good stuff. How can they find you and all that?
Website is secondsouttribute.com. You can find us on Facebook, Seconds Out Tribute. Also the same for Instagram, Seconds Out Tribute. Our YouTube channel, Seconds Out Tribute. We try to make it easy. Feel free to follow us. We always update our set list, but our events. And we're going to be booking more in 2026. So far, we're booked into March, so we're looking to get the rest of the year done.
And you did say there'll be some songs that you haven't played before this Friday.
There will be a few songs that we're going to be playing that none of our fans or anybody in the Long Island area have heard a Genesis tribute band play. And
the remix version of Susudio.
We're playing it backwards because we found out there was like a sort of a satanic message.
Oh, yeah.
We're exposing it to the world.
Yeah, backwards. It's I did coke. I'm doing coke with this stupid song.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a very interesting, wonderful night, and we're looking forward. We're very excited.
Very nice.
And especially after rehearsal on Monday, where we're like, "Oh, we can actually do this."
Wow.
Very nice. Is there anything I didn't leave out? Something you want to promote? Other bands? Other things?
You got anything coming up?
No, we snuck them all in. I snuck them all in already. And,
okay.
Yep.
I know that Al's band, Stereomatic, they're playing on the 20th at 89 North.
Okay.
Nice.
And they're playing with the REM tribute.
Oh, right.
There's an REM tribute.
What's the name of that REM? Is it Document? I forget. But anyway, I'm going to be there for that because I'm a huge REM fan.
Is that right? Yeah.
I love REM.
All right, let me ask you this, and you're going to laugh, and I'm geeking out again. Have you heard the Mickey Dolenz EP, where he does 4 REM songs?
I've heard that it exists. I haven't heard it though.
What's that REM song? Leaving New York? Is that the name of it?
Okay.
Do
you know how it goes? And can I get you to sing?
No, absolutely nobody wants that. I think that's the title of it. But his version's better than REM, and
really?
I know you want to smack me for saying that. But
no.
Yeah.
I kind of after 1992, I sort of got away from REM. I'm like the sweet spot's like 1980, 92.
It's fun. I know we have to go, Tony, but I love REM as well, and I saw REM, Stray Cats, and Squeeze.
Oh my God.
That's a fun show.
That was a great show.
Wow.
And REM opened. Mm-hmm. This was like 79, 80.
So that was like Murmur.
But they had an off night. They were awful.
Really?
They were awful. My friend Jim Horton, we were right in the front of the stage. The drummer, I don't know his name,
Bill Berry.
Threw the stick.
Yeah.
My friend caught it, threw it back. They actually got booed. They actually got booed. And meanwhile, they turned out to be world famous. They're a world famous band.
Sure.
Yeah.
And because I'm a big fan of REM as well. But
was Michael Stipe like not facing the crowd still at that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. It was
that's
really
wild.
strange. But Stray Cats and Squeeze were awesome.
Oh God, Stray Cats is crazy. I think they played up in Plattsburgh and they were just insane.
So good. And I was a big Squeeze fan.
Yeah.
Loved Squeeze. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All 3 great bands. Yeah. All right. With that, it is time to get out of here. What's today? Wednesday. So we got Circling the Drain tonight at 7:00. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow morning at 9, and then I'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. 9/11. So Jeff Skelsey, my Monday co-host, since he's a volunteer fireman, figured it'd be kind of cool to have him come back tomorrow, and we'll talk about the day. I don't. If you're around, you want to come by? All right, and that's it. So, Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Again, we appreciate all the support. A lot of great shows here, and of course, Governor's Comedy Clubs. We got Governor's here in Levittown. The main club's still closed, but the Giggle Room is open. We got the Brokerage in Belmore and McGuire's in Bohemia. Some of the comedians you'll see on the Governor's stage this weekend: Eric Newman, Johnny Watson, John Butera, Pat Dunn, Emily Santosis, Donnie Roy. Go to govs.com to make some reservations to some great shows. And speaking of great shows at Governor's, don't forget October 4th, I'll be hosting in the Giggle Room. We have a lot of great comedians on board. Joe Pacino, Alec Quinn, our own Andrew Fremder will be doing a few minutes. Ali Cam will be doing a few minutes. Danny Keene. Do you guys know Danny Keene? No. Blind keyboard player and guitar player. Yeah. Oh, he's fantastic. He plays out in Suffolk a lot.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever see his kids?
His kids?
Yeah. You ever see his kids?
No.
Oh, don't worry. Either did he.
I knew that was coming.
After I said his kids, then I kind of had a feeling.
You want a bad joke? I got him.
Oh, yeah, we see. Yeah, we figured that out. Danny Keene, a great Long Island musician. This will be his stand-up comedy debut.
Wow, nice.
So we're looking forward to that. Out of Staten Island, we got Greg and Rob coming in. They're fantastic. Headlining is the one and only Mike Pacchetti. So that's going to be a fun night. Go to govs.com to make your reservations. Wow. What was that? Who was that? You?
Oh, sorry.
Ominous.
Wow. And of course, don't forget Knock'em Dead Comedy. We got. We're going to be at McGuire's December 13th, I believe it is, and then we have a few dates in the fall before that. So go to knockemdeadcomedy.com, and I believe that covers it. Sounded like a bunch of cattle in the studio Tuesday night. What does that mean? Thank you, hosts and guests, for not chewing the microphones. Oh, we're not that old. Wow. When Tony does the Facebook segment, it feels like a slow death. All right, I'm getting picked on. All right. Wow. All right, well, everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy Circling the Drain tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. And thank you, guys. Good to see you, as always. Good to see you guys. And, all right, we're out of here. We'll see you guys later.